Friends, fans, and family, welcome again to the Empire TV with Empire over here. And my wonderful friend Nav is going to teach us today a lot of things. So, here we now, we need to grab on a red wine and a coffee and sit down because we're coming to you today from the relaxing bar, no, cafe, bar, and lounge. All right? Beautiful place. Whenever you visit Jamaica and you want to come by here, trust me, it's a heck of a ride. So, Nav, welcome to Empire TV.
Well, thank you for having us. Um, it's my pleasure, right? This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, and you're introducing me to the, let's say, the wider audience
Need to know
that need to know, right?
because knowledge is power.
Right.
All right, so guys, today, um, a lot of you guys reaching out to me and asking me, Empire, what is really going on with the sex demons that is causing havoc in people relationship? But guess what? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't have the answers you're looking for. But my good friend Nav have all the answers you're looking for and more. So today now Nav is gonna take us on that journey by explaining the whole sex demon thing and everything to us. Alright, so Nav, people out there in the wider world need to know about sex demon. What is a sex demon?
Well, there are many spiritual entities, a variety of them.
Mm-hmm.
There are, as I said, 9 layers of hell, or the hell world, the levels, 9 levels of hell, right? And one of the very first layer you're going to come across is the layer that corresponds to lust, where the lustful spirit resides. That's a lustful spirit.
Mm-hmm.
One of the main defects in the world today is of lust. And most of this is propagated by pornography, and the porn industry. Most people don't realize that majority of porn is black magic.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way how they seed spiritual entities, especially lustful entities. Because lust is a way in which people start to descend into the lower worlds, the hell worlds. So it's important to understand that you could be here in the physical body, but parts of you, other dimensions and layers of your aura, your being, your energy, can be in various parts or layers of the hell world. As many people would say, I don't know if people are familiar with the aura, the chakras. They say there are 7 chakras, the 7 main chakras, right? And specifically, if you're talking about lust, you're talking about the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is that layer of us. It's energetic. Each one of our aura has a field. Each chakra has a field of its own.
Mm-hmm.
So your root chakra would produce a field that connects into the earth, the magnetic field of the earth. That's how you remain grounded and connected to life. You receive earth energy, earth force, right? And you have your sacral chakra, which connects into another layer of the earth. Every important. Every chakra is going to connect you into a layer, some other layer, some other frequency that it corresponds to, right? And this sacral, which governs our sexual energy or sexual force, is an aura. Is when you meet people, everybody has a sexual aura to them. You can look at a person and or feel a person sexually. You can feel a person's sexual essence.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the kind of work that I do, I can immediately feel how collapsed, I recall it say a chakra can collapse into the lower field. Because if a chakra is working properly, it's not collapsed, it's working properly, then it's radiating a positive energy, right? It's radiating a positive force, it's radiating in a way that it should work. When it collapses, it inverts, like turning something upside down, right? And this is why one of the signs, let me see if I have that here. I show a pictograph. Well, I don't have that here with me now. A picture would suffice well and explain what I mean by when a chakra reverse. But let's just say that you have an energy, and when that energy reverses, it becomes dirty and clouded. Anything dirty and clouded of a negative frequency is going to vibrate on that negative frequency or negative plane, and it's going to connect you with anything else that is negative. So sex demons, sexual spirits, lustful spirits, right? You have many different types of spirits. Angry spirits, jealous spirits, spirits of gluttony, envy, the so-called seven deadly sins. For every sin, there's spirits that correspond to that sin. If that spirit gets inside of your spirit, you're going to start to behave and manifest the traits and behavior of that spirit. Now, lustful spirits. When lustful spirits come in, you start to have lustful thoughts. Porn casts this spell on people to have people have lustful thoughts. It's when you have lustful thoughts, it's going to trigger a response in your sexual center, your sacral chakra. And when you follow that lust, it's going to invite spirits in because they vibrate with lust, right? And lust is one of the main things why people having problems with sexual demons, right? However way lust got into your spirit, that is what is keeping the problem, right? Now, there's many directions I could talk on this quite extensively. I think it would be best if you ask me specific questions regarding.
All right. So I get to understand now, like females have them husband, and them say because of the sex demon, them don't have nothing to do with their husband. How that work?
Okay. So when at the point when lust starts to enter, you have the spirits of lust that comes in first, right? And when you start to increase that energy, when that energy increase, that means you're following into the lust, you're giving into the lust, right? You're probably watching porn, masturbation, all of these things. You're increasing the level and strength of the lust within yourself. You start to have spirit attachments. 1, 2, 3, there could be many spirits attachment. When lust reaches a point, it's going to manifest into a demon. Many spirits come together and then consciousness coalesce as one, and that form into a consciousness. It becomes alive. Because the spirit of lust is just that it is, just the spirit of lust. It's an emotion, it's a feeling, and you act on it. But that emotion can become alive and take on a consciousness of its own. At that point, when the lust opens its eyes, that's a demon of lust. And there are many demons of lust, various kinds of demons. And there are some specifically who have demons that have been around for thousands of years. So there are new demons of lust, and then there are demons who have always been, and they govern the force of lust. For example, Lilith. Lilith is an energy that governs lust. Malak is an energy that governs lust. And there are other names, right? But those are the key ones. Male demons all are governed by Malak. One male demon that governs lust. Then Lilith, one female demon that governs every other. So every other lustful spirit comes under Lilith, the female one. Every male demon comes under Moloch, right? At the point, there, as I said, there are categories, many types. They have hierarchies. The hell worlds have hierarchies, right? So to answer your question, because I could go on lengthily on this matter. Demons want your energy. That's the main point. Demons want you for themselves. There's something that is within us that is valuable. There's something within you that is very valuable to demons and spirits, the world of darkness, the underworld. And that's a force. Your sexuality, your sexual energy. That's the force of life itself. The force of life is inside of us. It's the reason why we're alive. The energy that is moving through our body, keeping us alive and breathing, it's sexual in nature. The air we breathe becomes converted into a type of energy inside our spirit and is stored inside of us as energy. In Buddhist term, they would call this Shakti or Kundalini, right? That energy is the living expression of a positive force. The positive expression of sexual energy is Kundalini. And Kundalini, when Kundalini is active in us and is alive, we develop a higher level of consciousness. Our consciousness is supposed to grow and evolve, but it depends on the amount of energy inside of us. The problem with lust and these demons and these entities is that they feed off this energy. They need this energy to sustain themselves, right? So when a demon is copulating with us, if the more humans, the more people that they can have, is the more strength that they have, right?
All right. So I would like to know, cause the sister you have the knowledge to go on and on and on for the whole night, you know, guys. Cause my fans them asking some questions, but me not gonna lie to them. Me not gonna tell them say the sky red when the sky blue. So how dangerous it is for a demon to be having sex with a human being?
This is very, very dangerous because this is the first layer, as I said, to entering hell is through sex, through sexual contact. If you're having sex with something, anything, and I'm saying anything because we have sex with more than just people. Whatever is inside of people, while we're in a sexual act, we're also having sex with that, whatever that is. So whether spirits or demons, and here comes in with the point of soul ties, right? And to get back to the question you asked previously, why would someone not feel for their partner? That's the question you asked, right?
Yeah.
The danger in this is you have to. There's so many elements that can come out. I've tried to keep it simple. You enter into the hell world through having sex with something that is a demon. Okay? You exchange energy with whatever. Sex is an exchange. Sex is a marriage. Whoever you have sex with, you marry them in your spirit. Your spirit, yours and them become one. There's a tie. Right? A tie. A literal marriage. You marry someone when you have sex with someone. You marry a spirit. A lustful spirit or a lustful demon when you have sex with them. So when a demon are very jealous. Every demon manifests all the sins. The sins are within them. So therefore they're jealous. If a female demon comes at you as a man, right? And it's going to want you to masturbate a lot, right? Because in masturbation you're actually having sex with this demon, this spirit. And it's also going to ruin your relationships with women. It's going to make it very hard for you to have relationships with women because this demon wants you for themselves. This female demon don't want you to have any other woman. And it's the same thing with a woman.
Yeah.
Right? These spirits, they're jealous. They're very, very jealous. And so they'll do everything. They'll get into, I call this, they'll get into your head and they'll tell you all the problems that's wrong with your partner. And they'll emphasize them again and again and nag you with these thoughts and show you what is wrong with your partner because the spirit is trying to pull you away from your partner. And this is very, very common. One of the main problems is that in the world today is relationship problems. And all of that is connected to lustful spirits, lustful demons. Again, the way you enter into hell, the very first way you start to enter into hell is when lustful spirits enter. If lustful spirits in your life, part of you has entered into the hell world.
Alright. This female I'm know say it's been happening to her for about 3 years, and she don't think she wanted to stop.
She don't want it to stop.
No. She don't want the sex with the demon to stop. Because it feels she's had the best sex she ever had.
She's I'm not gonna lie to you. Right? I'm not gonna lie to you. I've come across this and myself, so how I got into this is I had to learn how to deal with these things. I've had my fair share of encounters with these kinds of spirits, these kinds of demons, right? I had to learn how to deal with this.
So you had your fair share,
I had my
meaning
fair share. I used to discharge on myself at night time, and when you go and research about this, they tell you the doctor said that this is normal. A man supposed to have a release. Some of this release is they make it sound medical, and none of this is medical. None of this is normal. You're waking up with an erection. You're waking up feeling turned on, or somewhere in the night you feel turned on, and you get up and you feel like masturbating, or you feel like having sex with your partner, whatever it is. There's a spirit in the equation, right? And there's always been a part of me that knows, I recognize that something ain't right about this, right? And I've been a person to read. I like to read. And I love to read.
and knowledge is
Right?
power.
As knowledge is power. One of the things are giving me the opportunity to talk like I am talking today is because I've read a lot. I've I've read things where people. So let me put it this way. There's. Did you know that there are books that are banned? Like in the world, there are some books where if you were caught with it, probably not today, right? But there are books that are banned and have always been banned. And when I found this out, I found this very curious. Why would books be banned? What kind of knowledge in that book? So this would I like to read, so this entice me. But let me go search for some banned books,
Yeah.
right? And I'll find out what is so what could be in these books, right? Now many of these books get into the topics of black magic, ritual, uh, and some of the stuff we know about going on in the world regarding Illuminati and so forth and so forth. But not to stray away from
Yeah.
the argument, but everything goes hand in hand. People have to understand that we live in a world where there are forces that are trying to enslave us. And they're trying to enslave us not only in the physical, but in the spiritual. Right? They pretty much have us in the physical, but they don't have us in the spirit. And it is in the spirit where they want us enslaved.
All right. My other question to you now, I'm gonna put this one to you now. Cause I've been well one ask that one I still know. All right. A lot of persons don't know their true purpose on the earth.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Meaning, a man gonna say when you're dead, you're just dead.
A lot of people believe that. Right. A lot of people believe that. So you're asking what is it?
Yeah. When you're dead, when a man dead, he just dead and gone, or him still a roam earth.
All right. So for everyone, it is a little bit different. Everybody know that when you die, you pass on. Everybody knows that. Some know it, but they don't believe it. We always hearing it that something survives in us after the death process, right? And we say spirit or we say soul. There's a difference between the spirit and the soul. There, for example, everyone has spirit, but not everyone has soul. Right? Because a soul is something that has to be developed, evolve and grow. Like a tree grows and it turns into an adult tree and then it blossoms fruits. Just the same, human beings have other parts of them where as you are an adult and a grown person, there are parts of you that are still growing. Your spirit is always growing, right? When your spirit grows, it reaches a point where it blossoms. That blossoming, it grows a soul. And the soul is like a container. I'm not going to be able to use certain vocabulary. I guess maybe some people will understand it, but let me explain as best I can. The soul is what will hold your consciousness, right? If you don't have a soul, you're guaranteed are going to reincarnate and come back to earth. You're going to be drifting about the planet like what they call it. This I guess what they would call a spirit, or they see a ghost or so forth. People are unable to move on. Now this goes into a lot because I don't just believe in reincarnation. I teach how reincarnation works and why reincarnation is a process. Why, if you die, when people say if you die, you go to heaven or you go to hell, I define what those concepts and terms mean. But guaranteed, when people die, there is something in them. As I say, it's different for everyone. If you have a soul, you don't you have a choice of what happens when you die. You have consciousness when you die. Here's the difference. If you have a soul and you pass away, you remain and retain consciousness. Meaning you don't fall asleep. Asleep, whoever falls asleep when they pass away, they say the soul goes to rest. You can't go to rest in hell. And they say you experience torment until your time to return to earth. There's a process that governs this. Principles, laws that governs this. And you won't hear me mention God so much. They say God ain't gonna decide where you go. God already put laws in place that are automatic and work naturally. So we teach natural law. What does the law say about vibration and energy? Wherever you vibrate, if you are the vibration that belongs in hell, you go to hell. And I define what hell is. Hell is not typically what the world understands it to be. Right? So we can redefine hell and redefine what is called heaven. And we're going to say up or down. And it's not literally either. But if you go up, you can go up. You can have no soul and still go up. I mean, your spirit, you're a pure spirit, or you have a lot of purity in you. In which case, the law says that no, this spirit does not belong in hell because it has a lot of love. Love, right? Love is a very important element. Those who don't have love can't float. Love, you float. No love, you descend. To the degree of our lack of love, you descend. Descend means in vibration, frequency, energy. You have to go where you belong. So let's talk low and high and talk about the middle. People on earth, they always say earth is in the middle of heaven and hell. So let's talk about the middle. Many people are in the middle. As we are alive and moving around, many people are in the middle. Likewise, as you're in the middle, parts of you is in the lower world because there's many parts of us. Our spirit, our aura, our energy, there's denseness in us. There's bitterness, anger, hatred, there's some sin in us. Every sin or every low vibration, now behavior or quality. May I try to use my terms so that people can understand me. Because it's not about sin, what we're talking about when we say sin. Behaviors that causes harm to other people, to yourself, to nature, to the planet. Right? We call those sin, and that could be anything. Sin is literally just vibration, the action that is taken, and where you vibrate as a result of the action. Your thinking and your feelings. That's what your spirit has to, everything about your spirit has to do with your thoughts and your feelings. So they say if you have good thoughts, that's high frequency. And there's a degree of high frequency, how high a frequency it is. If you're kind, if you're loving, if you're sharing, if all the good positive qualities, so we call it, there are 7 virtues. Let's put it this way. There are 7 virtues, 7 sins. For every virtue, there's a sin. So kindness is selfishness. Kindness and selfishness. If you're selfish, that selfishness in us is a very low frequency that corresponds to beings in the lower world, the lower part of this creation we live in, right? And the creation has many layers. There's many layers going up in heaven, many layers going down in hell. And the really low frequencies make you really heavy, like heat, anger, right? A lot of negative thinking will correspond to hate, anger, selfishness, bitterness, all sorts of feelings inside of our spirit that makes the spirit heavy. Right? When you pass away, if you're too heavy, you have to go down because no, you know you've lost the body. The body is the only thing keeping the spirit up here right now.
So yes, so when you're too fat and dead, you're gonna
Well, so let's put it this way, because that's not too far from the truth. That's not far from the truth.
If you're fat, God, Jim.
That's not far from the truth.
And big up the Relax Coffee Bar and Lounge for sponsoring this vlog today. It's a pleasure, right? Cause we are learning a lot today. So I want to ask you now my little question, because the fans all over the world, them need to know, because people are going through trials and tribulations and a bag of something out there right now. Alright, so I want you differentiate and make the people understand white magic and black magic. Because a lot of persons out there don't understand. So what is white magic?
So I'm going to give a very unusual answer, and
Yeah.
its purpose is to
That
surprise
one.
people.
Yeah, that
purpose
one.
is to surprise people.
Yeah.
White magic is love. Very simply. Intent, your thinking, and your emotions. You've got positive thinking, and you want the good for the world, and want good for others. That is white magic. Why people cannot avoid using magic. Everyone uses magic. It's how you utilize your thoughts and your feelings. So let me define magic. Magic is the actions of your thoughts and your feelings. When you have thoughts, when you have feelings, they go out into the world and they cause influence. They affect and influence people, things, animals, circumstances. Whether you know it or not, positive thinking sends out positive energy and uplifts. Negative energy causes chaos, disharmony, and so forth, so forth. So whether you know it or not, you're already using magic because you're thinking and you're having feelings. You think positively for the good of others, wanting to help your family, right? Because magic is we can't get away from using magic. If you're alive and you're thinking and you're feeling, you're using magic. You'll be responsible for our thoughts and our feelings. We put positive thoughts out there, and this is the very basics of magic. How everyone uses magic. There's at a different level now where people who are more selfish will use black magic, where they use an art, it's witchcraft, or voodoo, or whatever the case may be, right? And not to say that any of these practices are evil, because even in voodoo and witchcraft, there is white magic and can be used for good. Witchcraft doesn't always just mean bad. So witchcraft means how you utilize your thoughts and your feelings, because everybody moves energy. Your thoughts are powerful.
Alright, I want you answer one question for me now, because them say a Obia man can go at the grave and him can do what him a do, sprinkle him a sprinkle, and him can take up the dead. So my question to you now, how can him take up the dead if the spirit already leave the body?
So this is how it works. And this is you asked a very good question, but that's also a very complex question. The answer is complex. The answer it accurately, the answer is complex. There are parts of us, everyone, as we said, that correspond to a very low vibration, a very low density, right? There are parts of us that belong in heaven, parts of our spirit that is of a positive and pure nature that belongs to heaven. That part of you go to heaven. But we're always multiple layers, multiple levels. There's a part of us that also belong in the hell. So we're divided. A part of us in heaven, a part of us in hell. The hell is would be called the evil, or the evil twin.
So that part is still in our grave.
That part isn't necessarily in the grave.
Okay.
But it is in the underworld.
Okay.
And it can be used. Now this gets back to what I was talking about, what is the danger in having parts of you in hell. When you pass away, that part of you still in hell, right? So it's in the Bible where it says the seven churches, right? I can't quote the Bible specifically because my knowledge did not specifically originate from the Bible, but a lot of Bible knowledge went into my understanding, right? But there's a part in the Bible, and this is all I'm going to say. There's a part in the Bible that talks about where the houses, the houses. Maybe you can help me with this. Say, in my mansion there are many houses. Every God says, in my mansion there are many houses. If it were not so, I would not tell you, right?
Yeah.
So, what the houses are referring to are the different compartments of your spirit, right? Now, people generally understand that your spirit is one thing, but your spirit have layers. A part of that layer can be in the underworld, and a part of that layer can be in heaven. What belongs in heaven goes to heaven, what belongs in the underworld goes to the underworld. The reason why we would reincarnate, the only reason why people would return to earth is because they still have parts of them in the underworld that act as an anchor. So we talk about karma and the laws of karma, which governs how and why people return. And so let's it's a rather complex answer, but within if you meditate on this, you get the answer. Parts of you is in the underworld, a voodoo man going to a grave to so-called take up a person,
Take up, yeah.
right? Right? He actually does that. That's exactly how the art works. But it is not the whole soul, the whole spirit that he is utilizing in this way. It's only a part of that soul or spirit that he's utilizing in that way, right? So if he goes there, for example, give an example. Let's say that a person have all the seven deadly sins in them, and they pass away, right? And they're in the grave, and they've been in the grave for many years, or however the case may be. And the person goes to, the voodoo man goes to the person's grave and goes to the body and say, all right, I'm going to put this spirit, right? He's going to train the spirit, or torture the spirit, or evoke or provoke the spirit, and tie it to a person, so that that spirit harasses the person. It is not the entirety of that person that is doing so. It is that part of them that is in the underworld that is doing so. Part of your spirit that would be doing so in that case. Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to ask you the final question now. Voodoo doll. Voodoo doll, is it real or is it fake?
So voodoo doll is very, very real, and it would be considered one of the most advanced black magical art, and that's for the reason that a witch doctor of this sort would have to be able to acquire a person's soul essence, in which case he has to have profound abilities in terms of, we talk about the astral plane, so let's talk about a certain layers in hell, right? So what the voodoo man does with a doll, right? He has access to certain domains, specifically in the hell world, right? If parts of you are in the hell, and I tell you, a voodoo man can only access the part of you that is in hell. If no part of you is in hell, witchcraft does not work on you, right?
Okay.
So, remind me your question if you don't mind me asking. I got sidetracked.
Oh, voodoo doll. We are talking about the voodoo doll.
Right. So you say if it's real,
Yeah.
yes, it is very real.
Like a man can make a replica of you, and in the years are you there foreign, and him have one needle, and him have juke the doll,
Okay.
and you are feel it.
Right.
How that work?
Right. So we'd have to talk about which area. There's a part of our layers, right, that is known as the etheric body. We have a body, or it's called the etheric body. Before I go there, people have to understand this concept of there being no space nor time. No space or time, right?
Yeah.
Then they would have to understand energy, understand the powers that the voodoo man is utilizing, because he's using a lot of mental power, right? And this is something that he practiced, how to move energy with a needle, because the needle that he's holding in his hand is a specially concocted needle. It is worked upon in a way, right? And the doll is prepared in a certain way.
Yeah, sometimes then get your ear particles, then get piece of your clothes.
Right. And all they need is this person's signature. The signature of the person, all it means is it's like a telephone number saying that I'm going to send a certain signal, and I'm going to make a certain phone call, and it will ring that phone. That is all the connection, the doorway, the medium, the here or whatever the voodoo man uses, it's only to dial into your frequency. And at the point where he's shoving needles or whatever the case may be, there's multiple techniques, but whatever is left to his imagination of what he or his evil intent, what he wills to do, right? Because really anything can be achieved using this practice. But how it works specifically is there's no time, there's no space. Thoughts travel, intent travel. And let me give you an example of this. If you imagine injuring someone, or when people premeditate on committing murder or certain acts, they are already moving energy in the spirit world. Energy is being moved. The person is already receiving those wounds. A person that is premeditating to, let's say, stab up someone else or to wound someone. In the spirit, they're already moving those forces, and it is happening on a very subtle level. We say in the spirit, it is transpiring. Now, what the voodoo man does, he knows how to amplify the power of his thoughts.
Yeah.
And as he is poking the needle into that energy, he's sending pain response across space, across time, into the nervous system of the person.
Wow. Alright guys, so there you have it. We have a lot more to coming up. This is just a little tip of the iceberg. I don't want to sing Titanic though. Big up the Relax Cafe, Bar and Lounge, and Airbnb. It's a wonderful place, guys. When you can come, sit down, have a nice Blue Mountain coffee. Yeah, chef.
Well, I like to chef. I like do I do what I do. I definitely enjoy cooking and preparing meals. Yes. So, yes, this is. So again, I'm Nav, and I'm here with my wife. You're not seeing her because she doesn't choose to be on camera for now. But this is our space. This is a subject that we've always wanted to talk about, but not having the time to put it together. We really don't understand what you're doing here. I mean, we understand it to the degree that we understand you turn on a camera and
you receive the message, right? And you give it to the people out there.
But we always consider this to be a little bit problematic every now and then, because we have a lot of work doing. And I would say this is from time to time we assist people along these lines. So this is something we already do. We already do this sort of work, right? And this area, the Relax Cafe, we built it for people to come and enjoy themselves, just to talk about this subject matter, not specifically, but it's just an area for us to talk about these kind of things. We see this as important. It's important for people to understand today. This is crucial to understand today, and understand the dangers, because there are many dangers involved, and people are just unaware of the dangers involved in the world today, where the world is going, who is leading the world and who is leading us into destruction, right?
Alright guys, so I have another interesting vlog coming in. I don't know when yet, but remember me telling about the lady who see me and say, oh, you have so much ghosts around you. Oh, you have so much ancestor power around you. She will come explain a lot. So stay tuned to the channel. If you don't subscribe it, you need to subscribe now. Press the post notification bell, like, share, and tell a friend to tell a friend about this channel. And do remember, check out the Relax Cafe, Bar and Lounge. Right? Enough love, enough respect. Now, thank you very much for being on Empire TV, and I really like the environment over here. It's beautiful.
Yes, man. Thank you.
And I'm hoping to come here a lot more.
All right.
and bring a couple people
Yes.
to come and full jar this place over here. It's lovely. All right.
Yes.
So thank you.